So we got some interesting news here. I know last what was it? Last spring, all of the Toys R Us's were pretty much done and closed, and they must have closed like 1,000, 2,000 stores or something, and they pretty much sold them off piece by piece. I mean, even the racks in the store were for sale. It was crazy, and it was also sad. There were a lot of people making some really sad goodbye videos and what the place meant to them. Particularly meant a lot to me as I was growing up. It was one of my favorite places to go. It's kind of cheesy, but we all have memories there growing up. Most people went in there. It was fun. Toys everywhere. A little overpriced, which was kind of their downfall in many ways. But here's the interesting thing: it's looking like they're planning a reorganization. So there was potentially going to be a sale of the brand name. There's a lot of companies that will buy up a brand's name itself. Like if you remember, used to be a store called Circuit City. Kind of like a Best Buy knockoff, except they were nowhere near as good. They never lowered their price, and they paid for it by going out of business. Well, there's a company that bought the name Circuit City. They just kind of own it. There's, I think, a few companies that do that, actually. They just kind of buy up brand names that are recognizable. Well, that's what was going to be done to Toys R Us, and it's looking like, according to The Verge and a few other outlets, at the last minute, the liquidators who own it now said, no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to sell it. Because it looks like it'll be more profitable to bring Toys R Us back. So here's the thing. It looks like they're exploring a way to bring back Toys R Us. Now, what that will be, we don't know. There's some speculation from some people that are talking about how it could come back. But there's one thing that everyone that's talking about this agrees on, and that's that it's not going to come back like it was. So those 1,000-something stores that shut down, you're not going to see those reopen with Toys R Us brands. There was talk on one article about something called Jeffrey in a Box. It's like a pop-up store, a store within a store, they were saying. So that would be like a try and get a space inside of a Walmart, for example, like a little shop in there. That's what they seem to be looking at. Now, that also seems like a temporary thing, but there was a patent or a trademark put out on that name, and that's where a lot of the speculation comes from. They've also opened up their social media again. So if you go to Twitter and look up Toys R Us, you will find an account tweeting. And I guess there's been backlash to it. People are not happy. I think after looking at a lot of these articles, I think Toys R Us is likely going to come back. But you won't see it in a big, massive store, right? I think you might see something like some Toys R Us's in malls. I think, strip malls, stuff like that. But I don't think you're going to see the big, massive stores that we knew. I think they're going to come back smaller and tighter, which can keep them, keep costs down, stuff like that. That'd be the smarter way to go. And that's what it kind of looks like in the articles that I've been reading. However, how profitable is it? Do kids even really play with toys anymore after a certain age? I think... most kids I see, they're playing with, phones and Fortnite on the go and stuff. It seems like there's more money in the collectible industry, but I don't know. I'm not an expert when it comes to this stuff, and I don't pretend to be. I do like the fact that the revival is more than likely going to happen. Everything that I've read points to a comeback, not this year, but next year. And I welcome it. I like to see retail stick around. There's jobs in retail for people, especially younger people. And, the total online craze, I just think, well, convenient and fun. I think that there's something missed from, going to the store. Maybe that's just my old stubbornness. Speaking of comebacks, though, while we don't have Toys R Us this year, it does look like they're going to come back next year. KB Toys is coming back. Now, some people might not remember KB Toys. KB Toys, I remember mostly in malls. And they were very overpriced. Like, the toys in there were like at least $3 more than you would pay at Toys R Us even. They're very expensive. However, you remember earlier I was talking about companies that will buy brand names. Well, one company did buy the KB Toys name. And they're not totally bringing back the store. So it's a little bit different than what you think it is. So Halloween's around the corner, right? You should be seeing party cities popping up all over the place. You drive around, you're going to see Halloween USA, all that stuff. Those kind of walk-in, pop-up retail stores. You go in there, they have costumes and Halloween stuff all over the place. They hang around a couple of days after Halloween, and then they shut down. Well, it looks like KB Toys is going to plan a similar approach for the holiday season as well. What they're going to do, and you're going to see that this year, is they're going to go into these places like where the party cities are, and they're going to pop up, and they're going to put stores up, pop-up stores, and they're going to work with Hasbro and a couple of other like toy companies, Bandai Namco, and they're going to fill it up with excess toys and sell them at a cheap price. With Toys R Us going under, in a space just kind of leaving retail stores, a lot of these companies are stuck with stock. They just can't move. So this KB Toy company here, the guys that own the brand name, see an opportunity to make some money. So what they're going to do is come November, you're going to see a KB Toys pop up where that Halloween USA used to be. And they're going to take a lot of this excess crap that Hasbro has, and they're going to plump it right down in the store. So it's not that exciting. It's going to be a seasonal store. It's going to pop up. It's really kind of smart on KB Toys' side because, they're not going to run a year-round thing. They're going to kind of come in right at the best time to sell toys, pop up a little store on a short lease, and then get the hell out of Dodge. They're going to more than likely buy a bunch of toys in bulk from all of these toy companies and get a steal. And, how that translates to us, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to go and walk around in there, maybe get some cool Star Wars toys or something to put on my desk. You never know. But I'm more excited about the Toys R Us reveal that they are reorganizing and coming back. I think that's great news. Definitely good news for the economy, good news for people that lost their jobs and can possibly maybe go back. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I would imagine we'll find out more details on what the plan of action is for Toys R Us probably around, I want to say, probably the spring of next year, because they're going to have to announce what they're doing there because they're going to want to get things set up, not for this Christmas, but the 2019 Christmas. They're going to want to have these stores kind of ready to go, and that way they can take advantage of the Christmas special. But hopefully they do it right and do it on a level that they can make money on. So that would be nice. So that's pretty cool, I think. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Did you think that this would happen? No one's really been talking about it except one or two other YouTubers. So I wanted to touch on it because I was really happy to see that they're coming back. I was really happy to see that. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Are you excited about a return of Toys R Us? Are you upset? Let me know. What do you think about the toy industry itself? Do you think it's kind of going away? Do you think there's any saving that? I want to hear what you have to say. Also, if you would, hit that thumbs up. Maybe consider hitting that notification bell, subscribing if you're new. Also, checking out the links. Got a link to my Patreon. Help the channel grow. Got a link to my Twitch. And I got a link to my Discord. So check those things out. And I'll see you guys on the next one.